Welcome to Midnight Mysteries Club. Tonight, we're delving into a bone-chilling tale that will make your blood run cold. We're about to unveil a haunting story of a real-life stalker experience that will leave you on the edge of your seat. But before we dive into the abyss of fear, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and join our club of midnight thrill seekers. Now, let's begin the harrowing journey into the unknown. I had just started my job at the cozy little cafe on Oak Street. It was a charming place with its checkered floors, vintage posters, and the comforting aroma of freshly brewed coffee. I loved every moment of it, and the regulars quickly became like family. But little did I know that my ordinary life was about to take a terrifying turn. It was a sunny morning when he first walked through the cafe's wooden door. He was a tall, lanky man with greasy, disheveled hair, wearing a tattered trench coat that looked straight out of a film noir. From the first moment he entered, something about the way he looked at me sent shivers down my spine. His eyes, a piercing gray, followed my every move, never once breaking contact. I tried to shrug it off as a strange encounter, but his visits became disturbingly frequent. He would order a black coffee and sit in the far corner of the cafe, always facing me. I couldn't escape the feeling that he was watching my every move, studying me with an eerie intensity. Each time I glanced his way, I would find his eyes fixed on me, his thin lips curled into a perpetual leer. I mentioned my unease to my co-workers, but they brushed it off as paranoia. "It's a busy cafe. We get all sorts of customers," they said. So I tried to push aside my growing discomfort and continue my work, thinking it was all in my head. But it wasn't. One evening, as I was closing up the cafe, I locked the door and started my routine. The soft jazz music played in the background, providing a false sense of tranquility. I was washing dishes, lost in my thoughts, when I heard a strange tapping on the window. My heart skipped a beat as I turned to see him, his face pressed against the glass, his breath fogging it up. I gasped, my hands trembling as I tried to focus on finishing my tasks. The messages began soon after that, chilling texts from an unknown number. They were filled with unnerving details about my life, where I lived, what I wore, where I went after work. He seemed to know everything about me. I couldn't escape the feeling that he was always watching, waiting for my every move. One day, he sent a message that pushed me over the edge. "I know what you dream about." Panic surged through me. I'd had enough. I reported the harassment to the police, and they promised to keep an eye on the cafe and its surroundings. But the nightmare didn't end. He would find new ways to torment me, leaving disturbing notes in my mailbox and sending unsettling gifts to my home. There were nights I'd wake up to strange noises outside my window, only to glimpse him lurking in the shadows. I couldn't sleep. My work suffered and my social life withered away. My friends were worried, but they couldn't understand the constant fear that had taken over my life. I had considered quitting my job, moving away, but I refused to let him win. Then came the day that will forever haunt me. I was working an evening shift, and there he was, sitting in the far corner, his eyes locked onto mine, his unsettling smile widening. Panic surged through my veins, and I knew I had to act. I pretended to go to the back room, where I dialed 911. The police arrived quickly, but by the time they searched the cafe, he had vanished, leaving me in a state of perpetual dread. The following weeks were a living nightmare. I was a prisoner in my own life, my every move tracked by this sinister stalker. I knew I had to put an end to it. With the help of a close friend who was a tech expert, we tracked down the source of the messages. The police finally had something concrete to work with. They arrested the man, and when they searched his home, they found a room filled with photographs of me, my daily routine documented meticulously. He had been living a disturbing double life. My heart ached with a mix of relief and horror. The trial was a grueling experience, having to face this man in court and recount the nightmare he had put me through. But ultimately, he was convicted, and I was free from his reign of terror. I moved on with my life, but the scars remained. I had learned a haunting lesson about the fragility of our sense of security. The scariest monsters are real, and they can lurk in the most ordinary places, fueled by obsessions that drive them to invade our lives. My experience had left me forever changed, but it had also revealed a wellspring of inner strength. I had faced my worst fears and emerged, battered but unbroken, from the clutches of a relentless predator. And that's a wrap on our video, folks. I hope you enjoyed the spine-tingling journey we embarked on together. But guess what? This is just the beginning. If you had a frightfully good time and want more bone-chilling tales, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. And of course, don't be a stranger. Ring that notification bell so you're the first to know when our next terrifying story drop.